Hello, Cancer, and welcome to my channel, Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a general reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs, looking at your connection to the person that you are dealing with and needing to learn the most from it right now. We are looking at all three sides of the connection. We've got your energy toward it, their energy toward it, and the energy in between it, the concept being that there are three sides to every story. So we're looking at your version of the truth, their version of the truth, and the higher level unbiased truth in the middle. This middle section really looking at what is the deeper purpose of this connection and what is the best way for you to move forward in order to align further with your higher self. As always, I've gone ahead and pulled the overall energy for the reading and clarified those messages, as well as the overall theme for the reading, which I'll jump into in just a second. But we do have a different tarot deck I'll be using for each side of this connection, as well as the advice deck I'll be using in the extended. Any information on the extended reading or on booking a personal reading with me is in the description box below. Last thing, please remember that these are general readings. They are not here to resonate fully for everyone, and they won't resonate fully for everyone. So do please remember to take what does resonate and helps your personal situation and leave what does not. On that note, these energies can be swapped. The whole reading can be reversed. And if that happens, that's totally fine and totally normal. Just remember to take what resonates and leave what doesn't. All right, Cancer. On your side of this connection, you have stand your ground with the Emperor in reverse. I feel like this person has a bit of a tendency to be a little bit controlling towards you. And the overall kind of energy that you're dealing with is needing to stand your ground, regardless of that energy. Because I do feel like we'll kind of dive into like their reasons for that. But I also feel like you kind of have a tendency to, I don't know if it's necessarily like give in or like almost like because you know how they are, that they are how they are, like let it happen or something. And that keeps you stuck in a pattern with this person, because this is really about breaking out of some sort of cycle, because with the new moon card, it's time for a new beginning for you when it comes to this cycle that you're kind of stuck in with this person. And so this is about, you know, how to break out of that cycle and get to that new beginning. Now this person has it's never over with the Six of Cups. So this is, to me, someone who has been in your life for a while, maybe in and out of your life, maybe consistently in your life. I'm not quite sure, but I do feel like if you have a present connection, there's also like you have a past connection with this person. Like this, you and this person have a story. It's been going on for quite a while now. And I feel like their energy, the reason that I feel like it has been, I don't know, I can't tell if it's like in and out or consistently. I really, really can't. But the reason for that is because there is like a deeper lesson associated. And remember, these readings does not have to be romantic. This could be about a friend, a family member, a coworker, a boss. Like it could be about whatever the energy resonates, however the energy resonates for you. But I will most likely talk about it in a romantic sense, because I do know that that's what most of you watch these readings for. Now, between this connection, you have unlocked potentials with the Eight of Wands in reverse. So this is what I feel like is kind of the kicker for this connection, is there is potential here. You do see the potential of what this person could be. But then I feel like, I don't know. I don't necessarily know what the energy is yet, but they certainly don't show up in a way that you deserve, because you do have stand your ground. So there is, maybe boundaries that are necessary, or speaking up for yourself, or honoring your needs, whatever the case is definitely being pulled to the surface in this connection. And I feel like it's difficult for you because you do very much see the potential in this person and in the connection. So it's like you invest in it for the potential, but then you receive, like with the Eight of Wands in reverse, it has never reached that potential. Like regardless of how long it's been in your life or how many times you try with this person or whatever the case is, it's like things are always the same. And like I said, it's like it's time for a new beginning here, because you've been stuck in this for a while now. But let's see. Let's see, Cancer, what you're dealing with. You have stand your ground with the Emperor in reverse. This is for Cancer's side of this connection to the person they are dealing with. This is for Cancer's side of this connection. Cancer's side of this connection. Cancer's side of this connection, please. Cancer's side of the connection to the person they are dealing with. Okay. I mean, there's the Eight of Wands in reverse. right there. So the point of this reading is to shine a light on why that potential is never reached, especially coming from both sides. Because with the Three of Cups in reverse, either this fell apart, or again, like I said, it has yet to come together. It's like there's always been this potential. There's always been this, this like energy of what this could be, but it's never realized. And I feel like for some reason, you still have a bit of an attachment to the connection. But we'll see what that is in a second. So I do kind of feel like this is going to focus on like why that potential is never reached and what you can do about it. Cancer side of the connection to the person they are dealing with. This is for Cancer side of this connection to the person they are dealing with. Okay, so you could be dealing with an earth sign, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, but you definitely don't have to be. Because there's more to this. I want more on this King of Pentacles. Because, okay, no, I get it. It's almost like you show up in this as if like you're unfazed. Like unbothered almost by this person and the way that they act. But you are, like deep down you are. So on the surface, like with the King of Pentacles, I feel like you show up as like very, you're very stable, very secure. Not that you're not stable or secure, but like you show up in this connection as like not how you really feel. Now maybe you don't feel safe to feel the way that you feel in this connection. It's almost like this connection bothers you, frustrates you, hurts you more than you lead on. That's what I'm gathering. And with the Tower in reverse, it's almost like because it's whatever's happening in this connection is like inevitable, unavoidable. Like whatever is playing out in this connection is supposed to happen this way. And there's a deeper lesson here. I know I've already said that, but I don't quite know what it is yet. Because I don't feel like you're treated very well in this. Just like right off the bat, like right out of the gate, I just don't feel like you're treated very well. And ultimately that's coming from the stand your ground energy, right? It says Cancer side of this connection to the person they are dealing with. And maybe that's what you're trying to do, showing up as the King of Pentacles. This is Cancer side of the connection to the person they are dealing with. Cancer side of this connection to the person they are dealing with. Because you do have a lot of love for this. You do very much love and care about this person and about this connection. Which is why I feel you've given it the time and energy that you have. Because, when I talk about like, oh, it doesn't seem like you're treated very well, this person has a tendency to be controlling, it's not like that's all the time, right? There's going to be some times where things are good and sometimes where things are bad. And I feel like no matter what happens in this connection, you always come out not getting what you deserve. Like lack of justice, lack of feeling like you've gotten what it is that you deserve out of this. But I feel like you either keep coming back to it or you keep investing in it because you do have a lot of love for this person in the connection. And that almost like overrides how you're treated in a way. And maybe you approach this from a place of like, maybe things will be different this time, or maybe they'll be different, or maybe things will change. We all have a tendency to do that. But then it's just like, no, because again, you see that potential, right? You see that potential in the connection and in this person. So you come from this place of like, maybe this time that potential will be reached, but then you just keep, and this has happened. I feel like this has gone on for a very long time in your life. So then you just keep being disappointed, let down, and lacking justice in the connection. It's like you're always healing from this. That's what it feels like. You're always healing from this connection. Now, the other way that this could be taken, if this doesn't really resonate with you in the sense that like this person's been in your life for a long time, but everything else resonates. This could be like you've met this person many times over, meaning that the way that things have gone down in this connection, you've experienced in past connections too. So not necessarily the same person, but the same lesson keeps reappearing in your connections. Because this is definitely a pattern of some sort. This is for Cancer side of the connection to the person they are dealing with. Cancer side of the connection to the person you're dealing with. Cancer side of the connection. Cancer's energy toward this person. Whoa, okay, I'm going to take that one. These are going to go on top. Chariot in reverse. 8 of Swords. Okay, so the reason things aren't moving forward in this connection, coming from your side, again, 3 sides to every story, is because you have limiting beliefs when it comes to love. Beliefs such as I'm unlovable, I'm undeserving, I'm not capable, it's not possible for me, I'm never going to have it, I'm never going to be able to sustain it, whatever the case is. You have limiting beliefs when it comes to love. And this person heavily reflects those back at you. So if you feel unlovable, this person makes you feel unlovable. If you feel not deserving of love, this person makes you feel like you're not good enough or not deserving enough. Yeah, like this person heavily reflects back these limiting beliefs that already exist. But then it just feels like, I don't know, you keep coming. It's like even if you try to move on or if you try to break the cycle, it's just you keep getting pulled back to this. Sucked back in almost. And I feel like we'll see why. I don't feel like you're like a fool or like you're dumb for what you're doing. I feel like there's like a genuine reason why that keeps happening. Obviously, things are not always black and white, right? Cancer side of the connection to the person they are dealing with. Cancer side of the connection to the person they are dealing with, please. This is for Cancer side of this connection. Pentacles reverse. Okay. You aren't treated very well. This is such an interesting energy because I feel like you have a tendency, and maybe this is just like who you are as a person. Like you have a lot of faith and you see the good in people. Like you have a lot of faith in the goodness of people. And like I said, this person, it's not like they're it's not like things are bad all the time. But I feel like that faith that you have in the goodness of who they are, first and foremost, what you're needing to recognize is that's a reflection of the goodness within you. You see the good that you have in this person, which is a very good thing. But then at the same time, they also bring out the parts of you that you don't really like. Or like shine a light on that like shadow side of you that you're not like super a fan of. So for instance, you see them as lovable because you see your lovableness in them. But then the way that they act in that connection makes you feel unlovable. Now, it doesn't necessarily need to be like lovableness. It could be whatever it is that resonates with you. But it almost feels, I'm going to be completely honest here, that you show up in this connection as who you think you need to be loved. Instead of recognizing that you are deserving of love for who you are. And I feel like it's almost like you show up as who you think this person needs. Which then in turn keeps you from getting your needs met. Because you can only get your needs met when you're showing up as yourself, right? So I don't know if it's almost like you're playing it cool in a way, like you're like, oh no, like it's fine, like I'm good, like I don't need much, I'm low maintenance, or I don't necessarily know if that's exactly what it is, but it just feels like you're showing up in this as what they need, but then in turn you don't get your needs met. And I want to know more about where that stems from, because that's ultimately what can help you address what's going on here, because you prioritize them all day long, and that keeps you from prioritizing yourself. Cancer side of the connection to the person they are dealing with. Cancer side of the connection to the person they are dealing with. Cancer side of this connection to the person they are dealing with. And it's almost like the more, because you're showing up in this like in the best way you know how to receive the love that you're looking for. But it's almost like you're sacrificing like your own needs or your own desires for the sake of it. Because you think on some level that that's what makes you more lovable. And I will say, a lot of us are taught that, especially women. I'm not saying that you have to be a female by any means, but a lot of us are taught that not having needs is attractive. That not, that being able to be controlled or being able to like, I don't know, not necessarily like you're being controlled. I don't know the best way to put that into words. It's almost like you feel, like not having needs or not having desires is what makes you more valuable. But you do have needs and you do have desires because you're a human being and you are deserving of having those needs and those desires met. But this person never does, even though you see the potential of what could be. So it's almost like you show up in this, as like, oh, I don't need to have my needs or desires met. And then you're hoping that this person is going to see your value and then meet your needs and desires, because you inherently think your value comes from not having them. There's the Emperor in reverse, which is interesting. Okay. Cancer side of the connection to the person they are dealing with. I don't know, though. I can't. It's very interesting how, like, the energy is coming through, because it's almost like this person, I don't know if they change you or they make you change or what, but it's almost like, I'm trying to tuck my wire in here because it's getting in my way. But that's why, I feel like you have the stand your ground cards. It's like, stand up for who you are and what you need and what you deserve, because you're supposed to have needs. And if you don't allow yourself to have those needs and value those needs, you're never going to get those met. Okay, Cancer side of this connection. I don't know. It's kind of confusing. And I feel like you're very confused too. Not necessarily in this reading, but in the connection. Maybe you are. Maybe I'm just making things more confusing for you. I don't know. Cancer side of the connection to the person they are dealing with. Yeah, no matter. It's okay. Yeah, you see this potential, right? It never comes. 8 of Wands in reverse. You constantly end up in this 5 of Cups energy, in this disappointed kind of energy. No matter what. It's like no matter what you do, no matter how you try, no matter what you give, you're constantly end up disappointed. And again, this might just be a pattern in your relationships, not necessarily with this person, but this person is a reflection of that pattern. Man, I feel like we just talked about so much. I'd be interested to see what's going on with them, how this is impacting me. All right, this person's energy toward Cancer. It's never over with the 6 of Cups. I saw that King of Swords energy too, so you could definitely you could be dealing with an air sign. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, but you know who you're dealing with. All right, this person's energy toward Cancer. This person's energy toward Cancer, please. This person's energy toward Cancer. This connection pushes them very far out of their comfort zone. And instead of, there's that control, instead of surrendering to that and allowing that to be the case and growing and pushing themselves to grow, from that place, they control. And maybe you know all this about them. And maybe that's why you continue to show up, because you keep thinking that they'll change. Cancer side of the connection to the person they are dealing with. Cancer side of the connection to the person they are dealing with. One more. Cancer side of this connection to the person they are dealing with. No. This person and you are very mirrored, because the energies are very similar. Okay. I'm going to reshuffle this person's energy toward Cancer. The person that Cancer is dealing with, energy toward Cancer. This person's energy toward Cancer, please. This person's energy toward Cancer, please. Ooh, okay. So there it is. There's that King of Swords in reverse kind of energy. So this is this like mental manipulation, gaslighting, could just be straight up lying. Like, I don't like their energy toward you. I don't like the way that they approach this. I don't like what they give you. I don't feel like you do either, obviously. But you have rose-colored glasses when it comes to this. But so do they about their own behavior. So it's almost like you justify their behavior, the way that they act, the way that they treat you. Oh, well, they've been hurt in the past. Or, they don't really know how to open up and give. And they don't know how to receive love. They've never been loved in the way that they deserve. Like, whatever the case is. Like, it's like you justify the way they treat you because you have a lot of empathy. You have a lot of love and care for this person. It's like you can see maybe the reasons why they act the way they do. Or you love them despite the way that they treat you, which is a good thing. We should always give unconditional love and empathy to everybody in our life. But there's a difference between unconditional love and empathy and unconditional tolerance. And I feel like you're confusing the two, because regardless of how this person shows up in this, you just keep loving. You just keep loving them. Just keep giving them, giving them the love, showing up, unconditional love, unconditional effort. And you just keep showing up. And you keep showing up thinking that, like, oh, it's all about this person's needs. I don't have needs. I'm good. It's about this person's needs. But you do have needs. And those needs are being sacrificed for the sake of the connection, because you think that that's what's going to make the connection work. But what you're doing, or how you have done, is created a foundation for the connection that says, I don't have needs and your needs are all that matters. And when that foundation, that dynamic is created, things are not going to change. Because this person is going to come from a place of, Cancer doesn't have needs and my needs are all that matter. And that's what has kind of happened in this connection, because it's almost like they justify the way that they show up in this. I'm not saying it's your fault, okay? That's not what I mean by this. This person, they have their own lessons, their own stuff to learn from this, right? My goal with my readings is to direct the focus back to what you can control, because what you can't control is them and anything that they do or say. What you can control is how you respond to that. Take matters into your own hands, take your life into your own hands, learn what you need to learn, grow how you need to grow, and ultimately open yourself up to attracting the love you're truly deserving of. And not unfortunately, I actually think it's a very cool part about being a human, is that when we are experiencing, a relationship that's reflecting back at us our limiting beliefs, being able to say, this is not about me not being lovable or about me not being able to have the love that I deserve. This is about me needing to learn what I need to learn so that's possible. Because everyone's a mirror. Every relationship's a lesson. We just have to choose to learn from it. And I just feel like there's something deeper that needs to be seen, that needs to be learned, so that you can break this cycle. This person's energy toward Cancer. Because I don't really feel like this person's taking a whole lot of accountability for the way they act here. This person's energy toward Cancer. Yeah, they're just straight up not being honest with you. I mean, with the Empress in reverse, they're certainly not treating you how you deserve. They're not valuing you in the way that you deserve to be valued. They're not being honest with you with the Seven of Swords, and they're running from this. I mean, Cancer, I can tell you with absolute 1,000,000% certainty that this is not as good as it gets for you. That you absolutely deserve more than this when it comes to love, no matter what form this is. Whether it's familial, platonic, romantic, you deserve more than this kind of energy towards you. But for some reason, you don't think you do. That's why it's time. It's like time for a new beginning. It's time to break this cycle. Because we never want to take somebody not valuing us personally. Because somebody who doesn't value us, who doesn't see our value, has got their own stuff going on. It doesn't mean that we are not valuable people. You know, when someone doesn't value us, we never, ever want to take that as an opportunity to prove our worth and value. What we want to take that as is, okay, then you're not meant to be in my life at this time. That's a perfect message from the universe saying this person is not deserving of your time, energy, or effort. You are deserving of the time, energy, and effort that you're looking from this person, and ultimately giving them. Because you deserve to be loved in the way that you love. You deserve to be valued in the way that you value. This person's energy toward Cancer. This person's energy toward Cancer, please. Person's energy toward Cancer, please. See, I knew that was gonna. This person doesn't feel good enough for you, Cancer. That's why they're resisting this. That's why they're pushing this away. That's why they're running from this. They don't feel good enough for you. They don't value you because they don't value themselves. They can't see. You can only love and appreciate and care about other people to the extent you do all those things to yourself first. This person with the Strength in reverse, they lack the confidence. They don't feel good enough for you on a subconscious, on a true soul level. And ultimately, they don't feel good enough for love. And so they push it away. You show up with this unconditional love for them, and they don't think they're deserving of it, so they're going to do whatever they can to push that away. And that doesn't have anything to do with your value or worth, but that is a lesson for you. Because when someone isn't willing to be loved in the way that we're showing up, it doesn't mean we stop loving them. I'm not saying like this person isn't deserving of love. Like absolutely they are. But when it comes to like pouring your mind, body, soul into this person, they're not deserving of that if they're not willing to reciprocate. That's not how relationships work. That's not how sustainable, healthy relationships work. It does take effort on both sides. And it feels as if this person isn't showing up with that. And you're absolutely deserving of more. So you have needs, and they matter. And you're allowed to scream that from the rooftops. I have needs, and they matter. And anyone who is not willing to see that and respect that isn't deserving of their needs being met by me. You gotta water what waters you. I just said that in the Pisces reading too. I really like that. You've gotta water what waters you. This person's energy toward Cancer. This person's energy toward Cancer, please. Ooh, okay. I always think it's kind of funny when I see this message, where it's like, this person's disappointed, like, with how things are in this connection. Right? Like, they're disappointed with how things are. They wish that things could work, too. But they're not doing anything about it. They're not healing. They're not learning how to give and receive love in a healthy way. They're not growing. They're not evolving. They're not a bad person. I think this person has a lot of healing to do. They're not a bad person. But they, if you spend your time feeling sorry for yourself and not taking any form of accountability for the way that things are and have unfolded, you will attract that exact same outcome. And that's what keeps happening for them. Now, the same thing can be said about yourself. Now, I'm not saying like you shouldn't feel the way you feel. Feel the way you feel. But you can't change this person. You can't make them be more vulnerable. You can't make them show up for this. You cannot love somebody into loving themselves. You cannot value somebody into seeing their own value. You cannot do those things. It is not how healing happens. We have to, you can only, it's kind of like you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. You can lay it out for them. You can say, if you heal, if you grew, if you opened up, if you love me in the way that I love you, look at how good this could be. You could lay everything out for this person. But if they are not willing to make the changes that they need to make by facing the parts of themselves that they don't want to face, there is absolutely nothing that you can do about that. And that is a tough truth, but it is true. And that's why in this reading, I want you to redirect your focus back to yourself and say, what is this trying to teach me? What is this pattern trying to teach me? Because I have needs and they deserve to be met. And if someone proves to me over and over again they're not capable of meeting my needs, what do I need to do about that? What is this trying to teach me? Why do I believe not having needs makes me more valuable? Hope that makes sense. This person's energy toward Cancer, please. This person's energy toward Cancer, please. They're dealing with their own limiting beliefs when it comes to love. Yeah, I mean, look at the lovers. They feel unlovable. They don't feel... It's just so crazy how I feel like that can come out in connections. Like, this person makes you feel unlovable. They make you not feel, feel not good enough. They make you feel like you're not valued. But it's because they're feeling all these things themselves and then projecting it onto the connection. Are you good? We rescued 2 of these little dogs, and one of them just sometimes has a hard time breathing. It used to scare us, but now it's just like, okay? All right. So, and that's the hardest thing, is we cannot take what other people are dealing with personally. We can't. We can have empathy for them all day long, but we cannot take it personally. We cannot say this person's inability to give and receive love in a healthy way is my fault, because it's not. Now, the reason that you're looking for love in someone who is proven to be incapable of giving it to you, that's where you can take responsibility for the situation. Because 3 sides to every story, right? There's a lesson here, there's a lesson here, there's a lesson in between the connection. That's just the way that things go. But they're dealing with their own limiting beliefs when it comes to love. And so if they walk away from this, or if they give up on this, or if they, whatever the case is, it's because it's not like, don't look at it as like, oh, they don't think I'm worth fighting for, or they don't think I'm worth it, because that's not what it is. This is too difficult and too uncomfortable for them to have to face. So it is easier for them to run and push it away and walk away and sabotage than it is to face those things. But what you have to learn is that if you don't learn the deeper lesson associated, you're gonna continue to track either this person or this person in different form back into your life, because there is a bigger lesson associated. I'll get people who'll comment on my channel and be like, oh, I've only ever been in a relationship with emotionally unavailable people. Like, relationships with emotionally available people, they don't exist. And though I have a lot of empathy for that, and I understand where people are coming from when they say that, what we don't realize is, if you have experienced over and over again, if you're like, I always get cheated on, or I always get left, or whatever the case is, there is a deeper lesson that this universe is trying to bring to your attention through the connections. Because you are deserving and capable, and it is possible for you to have the love that you are truly, truly desiring. And these lessons that you attract into your life are your blockages to being able to receive that. Man. All right, we're going to hop on over to the extended. I am going to pull 9 different messages looking at what is the deeper purpose of this connection and what is the best way for you to move forward in order to align further with your higher self. Clarifying unlocked potentials with the 8 of Wands in reverse. The information for that's in the description box below. Thank you so much, Cancer, as always, for your support of my channel. I do hope that this reading helped and resonated with you in a way that you were needing today. And as always, Cancer, I wish you absolutely nothing but love and healing on your journey moving forward. All right, bye, Cancer.